broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports and is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person.
Well, hello and welcome on into Flushing Meadows, Queens. We're at World Ice Arena and getting ready to roll here for a New York State Amateur Hockey Association qualifying game between North Park Hockey and the PAL Blue Knights. And we cannot thank you enough for joining us on a chilly December evening. As we get set, the Blue Knights come into tonight's game with a 17-7-1 record. Very impressive. They are, well, I should say they haven't lost in their last 7 games. Recent win of 7-0 over the Saints out in Bridgewater. They tied Team Philadelphia, an absolute ace of a team, 4-4. They beat the Maryland Junior Black Bears 2-1, the Northern Cyclones 3-0, and the Westchester Vipers 6-1. Among common opponents, they beat the Long Island Edge 6-1. They dropped, the last decision they dropped, it was against the Long Beach Lightning, and it was a tight 4-3 loss, or 3-4, I suppose, if you're saying it from the PAL vantage point. And so the Blue Knights sit about 4.5 rankings points above North Park, and typically what that means, if you played 1,000 games, North Park would be expected to lose by 4.5 goals on average over the course of the 1,000 games. But this is youth hockey. It's only one game tonight, and any team can win that game. North Park comes in on the back of that EJEPL Showcase overtime win over the Sharks, 4-3 before Thanksgiving. They haven't played since, had a couple of forfeit wins yesterday against some EJ opponents, and so we'll roll out of the locker room here. 5 minutes on the warm-up clock. We will get set and get ready to get rolling. This is North Park 18U hockey from World Ice Arena on Midnight Sports. right, just a minute and 17 seconds left to go in this warm-up period here from Queens. Time enough to remind you that North Park is back in action next weekend on Saturday, December 13th at 7:15 p.m. They're going to head out to the Iceland skating rink and take on those Long Island Sharks that beat twice in overtime this season. Subject to carrier restrictions, Midnight Sports will have all the coverage for you from Iceland. And you may ask yourself, what does that mean? Carrier restrictions are going to be blacked out if we don't buy enough tickets? No, in fact, it just means subject to us getting a strong enough connection to carry a live feed for you. We'll do it. Otherwise, we may end up having to record the game and upload it later, Miracle on Ice style. In any event, North Park, 7:15 p.m. on Saturday, out at Iceland. And then at 4 p.m. on Sunday, December 14th, they head over to Chelsea Piers, pay some congestion pricing, and take on the New York City Cyclones. And again, subject to carrier restrictions, Midnight Sports will have all the coverage of the 2 away games for North Park next weekend. But first, we've got 45 minutes of state qualifying action here from Flushing. It's North Park taking on the PAL Blue Knights in just a moment from World Ice Arena. A little last-minute strategy going on at both nets and a little bit of puck collection as well. North Park with a slightly shorter bench than normal this evening. And so expect Coach Will to be rolling lines fast and maybe a little bit of furiously. No Vin Diesel spottings, though, in the crowd just yet. We'll keep you updated on that as well. I know you're desperate to try and figure out what reference I am making that's not particularly funny. All right. PAL has moved toward their bench for a little more strategy, which gives us time to get your scoreboard up and set. 3 15-minute periods in these state qualifying games. No EJ component, and so the teams will switch sides for the middle period. That would be the second if you're just counting at home. And these games can end in a tie, as opposed to EJ, which also can end in a tie, but has 2 overtime periods before that can happen. All right, North Park has broken their huddle at the net. They'll head to the bench for a little last-minute instruction, too, and within the next minute or two, we should be rolling here from Flushing. Looks like it will be Ryan Speaker in net tonight. Well wishes from the broadcast booth sent out to his goalie partner, Bo Bickoff. Excited to have him back just as soon as possible. But for now, it will be Speaker between the pipes, and we'll see who Coach Will throws over the boards for shift numero uno here this evening. Looks like it'll be Keyworth and Samosi at the blue line. Grevin at left wing. Finkelstein at right wing. And Meller to take the drop here. Just about ready to roll. Goaltenders checked, scorekeeper checked, and it is puck drop for period 1. Just as soon as the conversation ends at the North Park bench between the officials and Coach Will. All right, officials have the pucks they need, and now, after the fake out, we are ready to roll. Puck's dropped, 1 forward by Meller, and it'll be Greben on the forecheck to try and pick this up behind the net. He was shot out of a cannon there. Finkelstein the same. Greben gets the puck back in the corner, throws that up to Samosi at the blue line, fired in, fought off, rebounded, fronts it through the blue paint. A couple of quick saves there for the Blue Knights. Held in the zone for a moment by Finkelstein. Puck rolls back to Samosi, and he threads it up the center of the neutral zone. Here come the Blue Knights, but only so far as Keyworth, who sends it right back to Samosi. Diagonal pass can't quite connect. Puck hits off the official's skates, and now the Blue Knights look to dump into the offensive end. They do a cross, comes Keyworth to jam his man up. That puck rolls to the end boards, and it's the Blue Knights now with some speed looking to hit a trailer. They throw in, they shoot, they score. Just like that, it's the Blue Knights on the board. 1 shot on goal, 1 goal in the back of the net. And PAL off and running here with 14-14 left to go in the first. All right, this will be Tenenbaum at the dot. Koslewski to his left. Sweeney to his right. Puck one forward by PAL, but Sweeney able to work it over to Tenenbaum. And that puck's going to sit in the near corner of the offensive zone for North Park. Reminder, World Ice has those stanchions that come out just a little bit harder to see, but here come the Blue Knights right back in the other direction. They get in tight on Speaker. He slides all the way across, but it was Tenenbaum. Expert defending. The Blue Knights didn't get a shot off in the sequence. Bodies flying everywhere right now. And it is Halpern trying to get that puck free and out of the zone. The Blue Knights emerge with it. They throw it across, looking for a wrister on the near side. Can't quite get it. And that bouncing puck comes up toward Koslewski. Touches it farther on the backhand. Throws it up to the blue line, but it's dumped in once more by PAL. Back for it is Halpern. He gets rubbed off the puck there, but keeps body position to maintain control for a moment. The Blue Knights throw it in front, and it was Tanoff chasing that puck up to the top of the slot. Here comes PAL once again toward the side of the cage. Tanoff all the way across to cut out the threat. And it's PAL pouring in once more. They're in the slot, pushed all the way across. Tanoff takes the body, sends his man to the ice. PAL dumps in. 2 minutes gone in this game. It's North Park looking to calm things down and get the puck up and out. They do. Koslewski able to dump that puck in. And we get an icing call here on North Park. And so 12:56 left to go in the first. And it was the screen shot from PAL that separates the two teams in the early going here from Flushing. All right, this is going to be a drop to Speaker's left. It's one toward the end wall by PAL. North Park immediately on top of the puck in that near corner. Keyworth in for support. Rolling puck finds Keyworth. He's able to brush it out of the zone. PAL will collect and carry back to their blue line. And that bouncing puck's going to find Samosi, who's able to carry it into the offensive end. He drops for Grebin. One-timer saved nicely by the Blue Knights man between the pipes. And here comes PAL right back in the other direction. That puck thrown to the end boards all the way back to the far side. Trying to cross up Speaker there were the Blue Knights. It was good passing, just a little too hot to handle. And now it was Samosi on the forecheck. Pushes that puck up to the blue line. It's going to be dumped in for Keyworth to pick up, though. Jams it up off the boards. Blue Knights dump in once more. Meller turns for the puck in his own end as North Park switching well in their own end, but the Blue Knights changing anyway. And so it's Keyworth with a little bit of time and space to skate this up through the neutral zone. Keyworth all the way into the offensive end, firing that wide of the cage. It's Tanoff across to try and hold the zone, but here come the Blue Knights in a 2-on-1. Tenenbaum is back. Blue Knights all the way across. Speaker gets across, and he makes a big right pad save, as it was a 2-on-1 that connected for the Blue Knights, but North Park still only down a goal in the early going. It's Keyworth firing that up and out of the zone. Blue Knights dump in once more. Puck rimmed all the way around to the near side. Blue Knights control alone in front. That puck pushed just wide by PAL. They're buzzing around the net now. Now at the far point, they'll step in. Speaker kicks that aside. It's the same kind of shot that PAL scored on in the early going with the screen in front. But here comes Halpern all the way across to try and hold the puck at the end boards. Got PAL all over him there. Puck ping-pongs around just a bit. It'll be the Blue Knights emerging with it up to the point. They walk the blue line. They fire in wide of the cage, looking for a deflection. Across goes Sweeney. Try and hold the puck up at that far half wall. It's the Blue Knights, though, flicking it in deeper. Tenenbaum stands his man up there and jousts for it at the end boards. It's PAL, though, throwing it off the side of the cage, far side. It's going to roll to Tanoff, and he jams it off the boards as North Park tries to relieve a little bit of the pressure. It's PAL with some speed. Sweeney and Koslewski combine, though, to take the puck off a stick for a moment. PAL has it back as North Park can consider a partial change. It's a dump in that Halpern collects, skates to the near side, tries to reverse on over, gets upended, no arm raised, onward we play. North Park bench didn't call for a penalty, and the officials certainly didn't call one, so it's PAL skating back to their blue line. And going behind their net, it's Grebin and Meller on the forecheck near side of the ice. That puck's going to be sent all the way down this time for an icing with 10:01 left to go here in the first period. Still a 1-0 hockey game from Queens. All right, a couple of high danger chances for PAL and one for North Park. And it was the early first minute PAL goal that separates these teams in the early going. That puck won by Meller over toward Greben. He dumps it farther. PAL's going to come away with it, but Keyworth cuts out the pass, works it to Greben, who can dump on in. And it's Finkelstein across to pick that puck up with some speed. Dumps it just a bit deeper toward Meller. Meller will cycle with Finkelstein there. Meller on the backhand. Shepherds that puck to a pinching Samosi, who sends that in just a bit deeper. Wraparound try. Jam attempt once and twice by North Park. It was Greben and Finkelstein combining to try and get that puck into the back of the net, but standing tall. Blue Knights, man, in the blue paint. Comes up with the puck, and we get a stoppage in play with 9:35 left to go in the first. All right, it's Sweeney, Koslewski flanking Tenenbaum. Halpern and Tanoff behind. One there by North Park, sent just a bit deeper. Tenenbaum up to Halpern. He holds the zone, dumps on in. Blue Knights want an offside call, not going to get it as that puck sits in the offensive corner. And PAL jousts to get that puck out. It's Tenenbaum, though, behind the net, in front for Sweeney. Jabbed once and twice. Bouncing puck saved a couple of times by PAL. And it'll be the Blue Knights now in speed. 2-on-2 developing here for the visitors as Tanoff able to guide that all the way over to the corner. And so it's the Blue Knights trying to collect on that far side. But emerging with it is Tanoff. He finds Koslewski, who crosses the line. Koslewski looks up on the forehand. He's pushed just a bit wide. He was trying to buy North Park a little time to change if they wanted to. Here comes PAL in the other direction. Finkelstein able to upend his man, goes shoulder to shoulder so as not to take the penalty. And then the headman pass just misses Koslewski. It's PAL all the way back to their end line for the puck. Finkelstein able to jab it farther in the zone, though. Koslewski turns to pick up. PAL on the near side of the ice will take over possession. It's a quick up for them and straight back across the ice. Look out. It's PAL firing it across. Speaker may have gotten a toe on that one as that bouncing puck comes to Samosi. He flicks it up and out of the zone. PAL collects just in front of the camera well here. They look to pour right back in, but this time pushed just a bit offside. It was the back-checking Meller who was able to gum up the Blue Knights zone entry, and he did it well with 8:09 left to go here in the first. Neutral zone drop upcoming, closer to the home team side. It's Meller, Greben, and Finkelstein as the forwards. Keyworth and Samosi opposite numbers out there as the defenders, 91 and 19, combining well in the early going. Greben will carry this forward, firing in from distance. That's gloved and frozen. And so North Park buys itself an offensive zone drop with 8 minutes left to play here in the first. Now the North Park fans starting to warm to the task in the crowd here, cheering on the home team in their white sweaters. North Park, should be said, going right to left on your television screen or radio dial for periods 1 and 3 of this game. It's Meller tying up his man on the drop. Greben fires it, throws it back out front. PAL first to it as that puck rolls all the way to the far corner. It's PAL trying the near side of the ice. They'll have to reverse. Now Finkelstein pushes in, as does Samosi. An aggressive forecheck here from the home team, and it works for Greben, who fires in. That's fought off on the blocker side by the goalie for the Blue Knights. And now PAL with a little bit of time to try and get this puck up and out. They can't get past Samosi, who whips it back on frame, and it hits a skate in front, rolling on wide. And now it's a glove save and a Butte on the Keyworth shot from the near circle. And so with 7:21 left to go in the first, halfway through the first we are, it's a North Park faceoff in the offensive end. Now North Park pushing a little bit here in the last minute. Couple of offensive zone draws and shots on goal. This is now Tenenbaum winning it over to Koslewski, who pours it into the near corner. North Park tries to set up shot. PAL whips it around the far side with enough strength that that puck leaves the zone. And now it's the Blue Knights coming across into the offensive end. It's Halpern able to tap it just a bit farther. Koslewski able to clear the zone, and now PAL has to reset at their own blue line. They'll carry it deep in their zone to reverse to the far side. PAL on the puck, trying to set something up like a home run pass. It'll connect anyway. 2-on-2 into the offensive end. They hit a trailer in the slot, carried just a bit farther forward. Speaker drags the leg across to make the save. And now it's Sweeney pushing that puck up to the blue line. It's PAL coming right back in again. They've got the puck now at the near point. They fire in. Halpern able to save that with his skates before it gets below the dot. North Park looking to get the puck up and out. Whipped around. Sweeney able to send that puck up and out of the zone. And Tenenbaum on the forecheck. PAL will just have to dump on in. Halpern pushes that puck right back through the neutral zone. It'll be PAL back on the puck, and the quick up connects near point. PAL walks the blue line there. They try to send it all the way across, but it was Finkelstein who did well to get stick on puck. Samosi clears the zone. It's North Park trying to pour forward. Comes off a stick. Miller circled back, and he finds Keyworth, who sends a long one in off the end boards after gaining the line. PAL will have to pick up now. It's PAL trying to clear the zone. It was a nice stick there by Miller to keep the puck in the offensive end. PAL resets. They'll try the far side. They whip it around the curved wall, but they can't get past Samosi, who's able to pass to himself off the boards and chip that puck deep for Grebin. Grebin had stayed in the zone, down in front, a lot of traffic. PAL's just going to clear it as they got to stick to it first. But a good offensive zone sequence for North Park, despite no shot on goal. That puck was in a very dangerous position in the blue paint. It was just the Blue Knights getting to it first, cutting out the threat. And so this will be Meller with Keyworth and Samosi behind him. Finkelstein and Grebin as the other forwards on the ice. It's Keyworth nearly kept the zone, but here come the Blue Knights back in the other direction. And Samosi able to rub a man out of the play in that far corner. Keyworth's gotten all the way back to pick that puck up and send it to the far side of the ice where Samosi can pick up and look up ice. His own exit didn't work at first, but now it does, as Grebin's going to be first to it in the offensive end. He's got a Blue Knights man all over him there. And Grebin tries to chase that puck down far side. It comes on up for the one-timer. It was Tanoff putting it on net. And now North Park can make a change with some possession in the offensive zone. Finkelstein has Meller awaiting out front. Tries to jam it home. Meller gets it back. Spinning shot saved. And it's a couple of saves on the sequence. Then Koslewski fires one count. 3 shots now as PAL looks to get this puck up and out. They do eventually. Sweeney, though, sticks it farther there. Now PAL tries one more time. They're going to get it into the offensive end, but it was Tanoff able to fire it up to Tenenbaum. And North Park with a little time and space on the puck. Halpern sends it to some open ice in the offensive end. PAL all the way back for it. Sweeney on the forecheck. PAL reverses. Tenenbaum, though, there first in that far corner. He's able to kick it up to Tanoff. Deflection carried on net and saved. Now Koslewski side of the cage. He's got 2 PAL men on him there. Blue Knights able to flick that up and out. And so North Park pressing here as PAL gets to that puck first. They find a trailer in the slot. Look out. Puck all the way through the slot. But it was a stick, a North Park stick on the puck that sent that wide. And so North Park tries to reset in the neutral zone. Here come the Blue Knights once more. Pushed off the puck, but they find a man in the slot. Then it goes off a skate, does the puck for Sweeney to pick up through the neutral zone. Sweeney all alone in the offensive end. Jousts with a man there as North Park makes a change. He's able to hold the puck in the near corner as North Park has 4 new skaters out there. All the way back for the puck is Samosi. He'll pick it up before it hits the end line. He's got Keyworth back in the defensive zone with him. Samosi able to fire that up to the blue line. It rolls to Finkelstein, who's going to find Grebin. Grebin into the offensive end. Toe drag, shoots, and it's kicked aside. Grebin for the rebound toward the end boards. Meller on a man there. Rolling puck is going to come to a PAL stick, and they'll skate it all the way through the neutral zone. Here comes PAL, 1-on-3. Deflected shot up into the netting. And the whistle does eventually go with 2:57 left to go here in the first. It was another shot on goal by North Park in the sequence. And now a defensive zone draw for the home team. This will be Meller at the far dot. Finkelstein, Grebin, and Keyworth in the slot. Samosi at the far half wall. It's PAL winning that forward. Speaker with the save. Rolling puck. Still loose, but it's Samosi picking it up and spinning it up and out of the zone. PAL has the puck back here in the neutral zone. They'll go stick to stick and point to point. PAL skating through the neutral zone now, watched wide by Meller, but they stalk toward the slot. Look out. PAL with a fancy move toward the slot. They still have possession. They send it all the way across. Speaker slides across, sticks the leg pad out, makes the save. PAL still with possession. They fire it to some open ice. Bouncing puck eventually is going to find Grebin, who can send that all the way up and out. PAL intercepts the floating pass, but it was Keyworth across. And so Grebin and Keyworth combining well to get the puck out of trouble. PAL keeps the zone, though. They'll dump it in deep. It's a 3-on-1 now in tight. All the way across was North Park, with Kishlevsky diving to kick that puck out of the low slot. And now it's Keyworth on the forecheck as PAL back to their own end with it. Keyworth nearly picks the pocket of his man on a back check. Sweeney across on the far side to try and jam up any zone exit with 106 seconds left to go in this period. It's Tenenbaum. Screen shot saved very nicely by the Blue Knights netminder. And with 99 seconds left to go in this first period, it's an offensive zone drop for the home team. Well, it's Halpern, Tenenbaum, Kishlevsky, Sweeney, and Tanoff. Puck won there by PAL back to the far corner of their zone. They try to get it up, but it was Kishlevsky with a stick on the ice, prevents the zone exit. Tenenbaum could throw it to some open ice on the far side. PAL has the puck there, but it's Tenenbaum just pounding his man. PAL will have to try the near side of the defensive zone to exit. They'll skate this up and out. Tenenbaum all the way across. It's Tanoff now, pushing his man wide. PAL throws it in front. Look out in the slot. That puck comes, snapped high of the cage. PAL looks to get it back on the near side. It's Tenenbaum filtering that puck all the way across the defensive zone along the boards. He'll get it back behind his cage and work it to the near side for Halpern to pick up. Halpern sends that up to Kishlevsky's stick. It was a tape-to-tape pass. Kishlevsky able to dump in. And North Park can get a partial change out of this as the Blue Knights emerge with it far side. Finkelstein tries to brush it farther. It's Grebin tapping it to himself. Blocker save there by North Park. By the Blue Knights on North Park. And now it's PAL all the way across. They try a toe drag on a line change. And North Park had gotten back in position. 20 seconds left to go here as North Park goes just a bit offside. And we can get that shot on goal for the home team on your board here in the rink. 20.7 left to go in this opening frame. And it's a face-off in the neutral zone after North Park went offside. One forward by Meller. Grebin, look out. Wrister in. Deflection. Carried it right onto the leg pad and blocker of the Blue Knights man between the pipes. Thrown toward the slot. 10 seconds left to go. Blue Knights happy to just clear this to the neutral zone. Samosi dumps in once more. That should do it for the first period here as that rolling puck comes to the half wall. And there goes the buzzer. After one, it's the Blue Knights 1. North Park 0. We're going to put 15 on the board. Do it all over again. Coming up next on Midnight Sport. ready to get going here for the second period. Period of long change. Teams have switched sides. North Park now going left to right on your television screen or radio dial. There's a goal just 44 seconds into the first period. That's been the only marker on the board. Shots on our board, 16-7 in North Park's favor. Not sure that tells the whole tale of the game. PAL has had several high-danger chances, but be it through the North Park netminder or the North Park defenders, they've been able to cut out those chances. And so it'll be North Park looking to try and get even on the board as we kick off period number 2 here. Back behind his net is Samosi. Pushes that puck up to Keyworth, who's able to send it up and out of the zone. PAL collects at their own blue line. The Blue Knights push that up through the neutral zone, but across is Keyworth. And he's able to get that puck in stride on over to Samosi. It's pumped right back to the neutral zone as that's fired in. Speaker makes the save on the long shot from the logo. And now it's Keyworth behind his net, works it up to the near half wall. It's pumped up but not out by North Park. Here comes PAL all the way across. They'll spin it to that far half wall as they dump the puck just a bit deeper. PAL looking to hit a trailer through the slot, but it was Keyworth and Samosi who were able to sniff that one out. And so just one shot on the sequence for the Blue Knights. It's now PAL right back into the offensive zone. The Blue Knights stalk toward the slot. Look out, filtered just a bit lower, but it was Samosi who was able to get a skate in the way to prevent the chance for the visitors. Sweeney now on the puck, fired in on Speaker. He's able to push that puck up and out. And North Park will ice it to relieve a little bit of the pressure with 13:37 left to go in this second period. Time enough to remind you, North Park back in action next Saturday, December 13th. And they're out to play the Long Island Sharks in New Hyde Park. Subject to carrier restrictions. Midnight Sports will have all the coverage for you right here on this YouTube channel. It's now North Park trying to chase down that face-off win all the way in the Blue Knights zone. PAL with possession. They fire it up off the boards, and now the Blue Knights with speed into the offensive end. Turning is Tanoff as that puck comes in on net. Speaker, though, with the glove, he'll freeze it. And Tanoff did some good covering to get all the way over as PAL just exploded with speed up that right wing. And so not a shot on goal there as it had just rolled into the blue paint from the side. And that puck's dropped, won by PAL, but collected by Grebin. And he's able to carry that into the offensive end, pushed wide looking. And low for Sweeney was Grebin. That puck rolls up to Tanoff, and it's thrown in, comes off a glove, swept just wide by North Park. And here comes PAL on the zone exit up to the near half wall. They can't quite get it past the blue line at first because Tanoff and Meller in the way. Puck sits, Finkelstein in for support. It does eventually roll past the blue line, but first to it is Tanoff to work it for Halpern. And Grebin able to toss that on in. Now Meller across on the forecheck, tries a stick lift on the far side of the ice. But instead, this is going to be PAL firing it up. Not past Halpern, though, as he was able to get a body in front of that zone entry. And PAL goes just a bit offside with 12:36 left to play in this second period. It's a neutral zone drop closer to the home team's side. Tenenbaum, Sweeney, and Kishlevsky as the forwards. That puck won forward there by Tenenbaum. PAL takes over at their own blue line. Now they come with speed. Tenenbaum pushes his man wide, and the Blue Knights can't collect on the pass. North Park able to push it on over towards Samosi, near side of the ice. Sweeney now tries to chase down in the neutral zone. Rolling puck comes up to PAL, and this will be the Blue Knights coming back in the other direction into the offensive end. Can't get past Samosi. And that puck sits at the blue line. PAL dumps in once more. Turning for it is the big 91. Trying to work that puck up and out. It's now the Blue Knights alone in front. They shoot and score. Now Samosi had been able to push that puck on up. And North Park then went from there to try to get it up to the blue line, but instead It was PAL who found themselves with the puck all alone in front. And just like that, they doubled their lead. It's 2-0 here in Flushing. Now to be Meller at the dot. Finkelstein to his right, Grebin to his left. And PAL pours forward with the puck near side of the ice. Tanoff able to push his man to the near corner in the defensive zone. Puck's just going to sit in that corner. Now we get a whistle. We'll see if there's going to be a call here. It looks like there is against North Park. No gesture as to what the call is, but it's going to be 2 minutes. And so just what the doctor didn't order here for North Park as they're down 2, about to be down a man 4-2. As the penalty door opened for North Park, we'll see who's going to the box. Should be 5-on-4 as soon as North Park gets this figured out. They have Grebin to the box. Might have been a too many men on the ice call. And so this will be Meller leading the penalty killers out there on a near circle drop. As PAL kicked out of the faceoff circle with 11:45 left to go. They'll have to make sure not to get kicked out again, as they'll draw a delay of game penalty if they do. And so Meller sizes up his man, wins that faceoff to the near corner, sent all the way around the curved wall. PAL able to keep the zone. It's Meller from the faceoff on the forecheck, nearly pushed that puck up and out of the zone. Instead, the Blue Knights collect. They'll work it up to the blue line. And PAL on the puck, top of the slot. They work it to the near point. On down that puck goes. Alpern watches his man at the near half wall. PAL on the puck at the blue line, right back down to the near half wall. Speaker able to kick that soft shot aside. Looked like they were looking for a redirection. Instead, Speaker with the save. It's PAL right back on the puck, up to the blue line. That shot goes high of the cage. Meller picks it up there. He can stop and delay and send it up to the blue line on out. It's a zone clearance for North Park. 1:15 left to go in the man advantage here as PAL dumps that puck in. They'll round the cage and try to set up shop once more. PAL fires it all the way across, looking for a one-timer. They'll stalk in, puck in the slot, shot high of the cage. Meller to pick up now. He jams it off the boards up to the top of the zone. Not much of a play there, 4:93 to make. But he made what was available to him. PAL all the way across. It was a diving Meller to break up that cross-ice pass. And now Finkelstein pushes that puck up to Meller. He can carry it deep in the zone, dump in, and North Park can get a change. Always dangerous to be in the box, is it? On the period of the long change, North Park doing their best to make sure it's not all that dangerous as Keyworth has that puck. He fires it up, chops it off a stick, and carries it forward. Still the captain here. He'll pass to himself, side of the cage, swept in, and it's saved on the shorthanded chance by the Blue Knights man between the pipe. Here comes PAL right back in the other direction. PAL on the puck still. They'll curl at the top of the near circle. 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for the Blue Knights as Samosi pushes his man over to the near half wall. Blue Knights send that all the way across the ice. They stalk in, top of the circle. Speaker able to make the save and freeze the puck. We'll be back to 5-on-5 hockey now that we're at 9:40 left to go in this second period. It'll be a defensive zone draw, but 5-on-5 hockey here from Flushing. This is Tenenbaum to take the drop. Koslewski and Sweeney. Samosi and Keyworth. PAL tries to chip that puck forward, and they do. Turning is Samosi. PAL back behind the cage. They send it to the near side of the ice. They corral it there. Speaker sticks it aside. PAL still on the puck. They go between the legs. And it's a puck that ends up out of the zone. Koslewski able to clear it up to Sweeney. Sweeney now sends that in. Soft shot sticked aside. North Park trying to throw it in front. So far, a shot aside right now in the sequence. North Park throwing that to the top of the slot. Across is Keyworth, spinning with the puck, nearly able to pull it from the skates of PAL. Instead, the Blue Knights chip it forward, and they touch it home there. And score in what was a 3-on-2 with 9:02 left to go in this second period. All right, well, the Blue Knights with a 3-0 lead, nearly halfway through this game. And North Park looking to get back into it, as there's a lot of hockey left. It's Miller, Finkelstein, and Grebin. In neutral ice, PAL controls all the way back in their end. They'll go point to point there and then work that puck up through the neutral zone. They'll tip it farther. Halpern will turn to pick up. He's got Tanoff back with him. Halpern sweeps it over to the near half wall, and PAL tries to shoot it in from there, but it was Finkelstein and Miller combining. Keep that puck from getting toward the goal mouth. Ice Monster picks up the puck now, side of the cage. Miller then is able to work it up toward Finkelstein, but PAL is pinched in to keep the zone. That bouncing puck to the near corner now, as PAL looks to collect it and send it out toward the net front. North Park jamming that puck in the near corner. There are about 5 players in that near corner trying to get that puck off the boards. It's going to roll to the Blue Knights. They'll send it all the way across. Will PAL toward the side of the cage. They chip it in front. Speaker able to fight that off. And the ensuing shot goes wide. And now Grebin looks to track this down in the offensive end. He's first to it. He gets pushed wide, tries to jump over the netminder and does. Good display of sportsmanship there from 14. As PAL goes just a bit offside. And so, neutral zone drop coming up. To explain that sequence, by the way, Grebin tried to jump over the big right leg pad of the PAL netminder, so no one got injured. He did it at a danger to himself when he did it. But in the end, it worked out for everyone. And so, this is now PAL trying to work that puck, even though it looks like we're listing here. I promise we aren't. We're going to get the camera fixed in just a second so that we're not sinking here at World Ice, I promise. This is now North Park trying to get this puck out of their own zone. Keyworth on the puck there, able to chip it on up and out. Works it to Koslewski, who's going to carry it into the offensive end. Koslewski all the way across. Comes off his stick for PAL to retrieve at their own blue line. Koslewski had done well to gain the zone. He was just surrounded by PAL, who fires in. They shoot and they score. Well, they slalomed all the way past, did PAL. And just like that, it's a 4-goal lead for the visitors with 7:13 left to go in the second. North Park's going to need to work their way back into this one or risk it getting out of hand here in Flushing. All right, this will be Miller at the dot. Finkelstein and Grebin flanking him. Puck carried forward now by PAL. They'll fire in. That goes wide of the cage. All the way across is PAL to try to pick that up at the end boards. And it's North Park emerging with it. Halpern will pick up at the blue line. He works it up to Finkelstein. Finkelstein carries it into the offensive end and deeper. Finkelstein now to try to throw that out front. Instead, bouncing puck up to Miller. Miller stalks in, shoots in. That goes high of the cage. Tanoff retrieves, tries to dump it just a bit deeper, but here comes PAL back in the other direction. It's PAL, top of the slot. They'll fire in, they shoot and score. As it was another puck on a screen shot and a good one by PAL, and all of a sudden, PAL running riot here. 5 goals on 17 shots with 6:37 left to go in this second period. Well, this will be Tenenbaum at the dot. Koslewski and Sweeney flanking him. Keyworth and Samosi on the blue line. Tenenbaum wins it forward. PAL tries to jab it farther out of the reach of Sweeney, and they collect it at the near side of the defensive blue line. Tenenbaum, though, picks off that pass, dumps on in. Giving chase is Tenenbaum. He's in support of Sweeney, who's in on the puck as well. Sweeney comes away with it, tries to throw it toward the low slot. Instead, PAL away with it, and Samosi jams up that neutral zone breakout. He can dump in once more. Now PAL on the puck. They'll reverse it to the near side. Will the Blue Knights, as that bouncing puck all the way up to the near half wall. And it finds a PAL stick. They'll shepherd it up and out of the defensive zone into the offensive end, but it was Sweeney able to reach for it and send that puck up and out. Blue Knights on the puck, far side of the ice in front of the North Park bench, picked off by Keyworth, who will stalk into the offensive end. Keyworth there, shooting in. Shot goes wide of the cage, and now it's Koslewski batting that puck just a bit deeper. Koslewski gets it back, thrown in front, trying to send it toward Meller. As Keyworth across, Finkelstein finds that fluttering puck, sends it on net, fired once and twice, still loose, and then the whistle goes. North Park unhappy about the quick whistle in front. It was a couple of chances, though, from the home team, and a good push in response to the unanswered goals here at World Ice. You can't criticize the home team. They are still pushing and skating hard to try to get back in this one. It's now Meller firing in. That one's kicked aside by the PAL man between the pipes. Blue Knights back in the other direction. They want more. Drop pass doesn't connect. It's Grebin retrieving and skating through the neutral zone into the offensive end. Fired. Shot wide on a deflection. Finkelstein able to keep the zone and dump that puck just a bit deeper. But PAL to emerge with it at their own blue line and work the puck just a bit farther. It's the Blue Knights on a drop pass up to the point. Look out. They'll skate across the slot. Able to keep their feet are the Blue Knights and send the puck in just a bit deeper. Blue Knights on the backhand. They'll carry it up to the top of the far point and whip that puck all the way in. Bouncing puck to be picked up by North Park near side. PAL sends it across the slot. Puck still loose in front. Look out, Speaker. Big stick able to kick that aside after he deflected the puck off his own stick, but it's still PAL in the slot. They fire, they shoot, they score. Well, 4:24 left to play here. PAL able to laser one top shelf and extend their lead here at World Ice. This will be Tenenbaum at the dot, Sweeney and Koslewski as the wingers. And still just a bit of a conversation at the PAL bench. See who's going to come out on the ice. In any event, North Park wins that faceoff cleanly all the way back into their own end. Keyworth able to work that up to Samosi. Samosi carries it out of the zone and through the neutral zone. Samosi into the offensive end, fires that on net, and it's frozen by the Blue Knights. So counted as a shot on goal with 4:09 left to play in the second. Nothing more just yet, as it'll be an offensive zone drop here for the home team. Tenenbaum tells Samosi, creep into the top of the circle, and Samosi does that and takes that face-off win, dumps it deeper in the offensive zone. PAL, though, able to send to the neutral zone. Keyworth on the backhand, picks up that puck at his own blue line, skates forward now. Still Keyworth pushing the pace. Keyworth in tight, sticked aside as Keyworth takes a cross-check to the back of the head. 1 and 2 and 3 now cross-checks as he was reaching for the puck and ran into the Blue Knights netminder. We'll see what paperwork is going to come from this, as Keyworth had nowhere to go there. It was very similar to the play earlier where Grebin was able to jump over the leg pad, but Keyworth is going to end up in the box here, I suppose, for taking a cross check to the back of the head. Now I'm being a bit facetious here, of course. Samosi to the box as well. But Keyworth will go to the box for, they're going to call it roughing. That's basically a goaltender interference penalty. And the officials unwilling to let that one lie after Keyworth took a couple of sticks to the back of the noggin. And so just a delay here with 3:48 left to play in the second. As Samosi is also in the box, so expect a 5-on-4 upcoming here for PAL. Up 6, about to be up a man, 4-2. After the infraction in the Blue Knights crease. Well, a couple of North Park fans in the stands feeling hard done by the call there. But I suppose in a charitable fashion, you could chalk it up to the officials trying to keep this game in hand. In any event, it's PAL winning that faceoff, working it to the far half wall and then down below the end line. PAL on the puck there behind the net, and they work it right back to the far side of the ice. Bouncing puck comes up to Halpern, near side. Puck up to the near half wall. PAL able to keep the zone, and it was a ice monster trip that sent the puck out of the zone. PAL will have to reset. It's the Blue Knights right back into the offensive end. Tanoff able to push his man wide there. PAL picks up side of the cage. It's the Blue Knights resetting up to the far point. Blue Knights with a little time and space trying to set up a one-timer across the ice. A little too hot to handle on the pass. And now Grebin in full flight. He's one-on-one into the offensive end. Grebin gets body position, shoots and scores! Well, it was a shorthanded goal there for North Park, but they were able to shoot and score with the old 14 in a dead sprint. Grebin gets North Park on the board with 2:58 left to play here in the second. Still a minute and 7 seconds left to go on the man advantage for PAL, as the Blue Knights push that puck up into the offensive end. They shoot in. Speaker blockers that aside. Meller on the puck far side. Meller now able to work that puck up and out of the zone as the Blue Knights collect in front of the North Park bench. 47 seconds left to go on the man advantage here as PAL pours right back into the offensive end. They'll stop and delay at the near point. They stalk toward the slot. They move it to the far side of the ice there. Tanoff pushes his man wide. And the reverse pass can't connect. And it's going to be picked up there by Halpern, who nearly finds Grebin in full stride. Grebin gets enough on it, so it's not an icing. And he's able to brush that puck all the way over to Meller. Meller stops the puck on that far side. And with 17 seconds left to go in the man advantage, PAL pulls the puck free. And they'll break out of their zone. PAL at their own blue line skates into the neutral zone, now into the offensive end. Drop pass can't quite connect. And the slot pass, it was a centering pass intercepted by Halpern, sent up and out of the zone. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here as PAL right back in to the offensive end. Speaker kicks the leg pad out, makes the save. PAL works that puck up, but not past Keyworth. And PAL has it back now. They shoot in once more, deflected wide of the cage as the Blue Knights keep the zone at the near point. They'll stalk in, top of the near circle. They fire in. It goes off a person in front. Looked like maybe a helmet in front, and finds the back of the net. And just like that, PAL reestablishes their 6-goal lead here in Flushing. Now that puck ping-ponged and pinballed around. But as far as the Blue Knights are concerned, it all counts the same. And they found the back of the net with 1:26 left to play in the second. It's Samosi able to pull that puck out of some PAL skates and skate forward into the offensive end. Samosi on the puck in the near offensive corner. It's North Park trying to get that puck into shooting position. Keyworth sees Samosi call for it at the point, works it up to him at the blue line. Samosi able to filter that puck just a bit deeper, but it hits off a couple of sticks, and Samosi back for it at his own blue line. He flicks that puck up. Keyworth tries to hunt it down in the offensive end. PAL, though, sends it past the blue line. Tenenbaum across for Keyworth now. Bouncing puck, hops over all sticks. The captain back forward in front of his own bench. He gets swept aside there, but Tenenbaum able to dump in with 40 seconds left. And now North Park trying to go to work in the offensive zone, but it's PAL. It's a breakaway for the Blue Knights all the way across. PAL there. And they shoot and score. And so, with 28.2 left to go in this second period, It's an 8-1 hockey game. Miller at the dot. Finkelstein to his right. Grebin to his left. Here comes PAL. They want more with just 20 seconds left to go in this period. Bouncing puck all the way back for Halpern. And it'll be Halpern able to pick that puck up in his own end. He's pushed just wide. But with 10 seconds left, if he can get it out of the zone, North Park should be in good shape at the end of this period. And they are as PAL just dumps in. And there goes the buzzer. For the end of the second period, it's PAL 8, North Park 1. Stick around. We're going to put 15 more on the board. Do it all over one more time here from World Ice. This is Midnight Sports. All right, an 8-1 hockey game, 15 more on the board. And still a lot of time left for North Park to get back in this one. But they're going to have to put up a crooked number on the board in the period to get this one just a little bit closer here at World Ice. Well, again, North Park back in action next weekend, going out to New Hyde Park to take on the Long Island Sharks on Saturday evening, and then going over to Chelsea Piers on Sunday afternoon. Saturday's games at 7:15, Sunday's game at 4 p.m. And subject to carrier restrictions, we'll have all the coverage for you here on Midnight Sports. Well, in happier news, we hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. We're happy to have you back with us. I say happy enough. Maybe it will be happy here at World Ice as we get ready to get rolling here from Flushing for the last frame of this tilt between North Park and PAL. It's Miller winning that forward. PAL controls at their blue line. They look to chip on in. Keyworth to pick that puck up in his own end. He'll skate forward. He finds Grebin, the goal scorer, all the way into the offensive zone, shooting in. That puck frozen and stops. With 17 seconds gone in the period, it's an offensive zone drop upcoming for North Park. Al Meller at the far circle. Grebin to his left. Finkelstein to his right. Keyworth and Samosi behind. One forward. And Grebin throws that across the face of the goal. As Meller tries to spin it deeper. PAL able to flick that puck up and out. Should go for an icing. We'll see if the icing's waived given the score line on the board. Indeed it was. So Samosi right back in the other direction. Samosi all the way into the offensive end. And shooting in. That one's gloved down by the Blue Knights netminder as North Park looks to pick up the puck in the near corner. It's Keyworth trying a Michigan, and he takes a cross check to the chest for it. But here comes PAL right back in the other direction. They'll fire in. Speaker kicks that aside. This puck all the way across. Finkelstein able to upend a man on the far side. He gets right back up and works that puck up toward Meller. It's now PAL sending that deep into the offensive end. Tanoff first to it, near side of the ice. Puck sits in that near corner. North Park able to get it up and out to Meller. Meller finds Grebin. Grebin across. Screen shot in. He drags it across. And he shoots and scores. Well, it was Meller and Grebin combining to turn this into an 8-2 hockey game here from World Ice. As Grebin on the follow-up, able to tuck that one home after Meller got a crack at it. And so just a little bit of a conversation here now at center ice. But we should be ready, to get going with 13:34 left to go. As it looks like there's a neck guard check going on for PAL, who's now down a bunch of skaters. Apparently a high school game is a conflict for them. They had 3 full lines. Now they have 8 skaters, but here comes PAL anyway. And it's Halpern trying to pull that puck off the boards. It rolls to Tenenbaum. North Park with 10 skaters here. And so North Park, who had been on the fewer side of plenty when it comes to skaters, now has 2 more skaters than PAL. We'll see if 13 minutes and 18 seconds is enough time to try and even things up on the board for the home team. This will be Tenenbaum at the near defensive dot after the North Park icing. Puck's dropped, and PAL controls up to the blue line. They try to dump in. And no delayed offside there as PAL had dumped it in. And the linesman being reminded by the official as Tenenbaum now is at the dot. The linesman being reminded by the official to call delayed offside, not blow the whistle as soon as the puck crosses the blue line. In any event, it's Tanoff with some nifty stick work up to Tenenbaum. Tries to dump in. That one's going to hit the linesman's skates twice, though. And so Halpern now has to chase all the way back for this puck that goes for an icing. With 12:53 left to go in this third period. Offensive zone draw upcoming for North Park.
Set it up, boys! Set it up! Talk!
Well, as we were saying, in the second period, you have to give North Park a lot of credit here. They've been skating hard every single shift. Be a little demoralizing to have a multi-goal lead put up on the board against you. But North Park just never giving up. And so we'll see what more they have for the back half of this third period. It's PAL, though, trying to come around. And Speaker able to fight that off with the face mask. And so it's Samosi right back in the other direction. North Park into the offensive end. Meller shoots in. That's blockered aside by the PAL netminder. Keyworth keeps the zone and sends it all the way across the blue line for Samosi, who fires in. That hits the outside of the cage. And Samosi able to keep that puck in the zone. Bouncing puck across. Finkelstein dumps it deeper. Grabbing all the way across, looking for Keyworth, who had stalked in, but look out. It's a break in the other direction. It's PAL toward the side of the cage. They hit the outside of the post. Speaker might have gotten a piece of it. Not sure from this vantage point. And now it's PAL right back into the offensive end all the way across. One-timer on the 2-on-1. They shoot and score. And just like that, it's PAL 9, North Park 2. Well, it's right about now. You probably wish there were a color commentator to tell some old stories about ice hockey, and we could while away the next 11 minutes and 50 seconds of this game. laughing about things that happened 50 years ago, but instead it's Halpern firing in, and the PAL netminder sweeps that aside. Halpern to pick back up. He cycles it deeper for Sweeney. Sweeney on the puck, able to throw that through the blue paint as Tenenbaum on the forecheck, able to force his man into the early pass. Sweeney dumps into the offensive end once more. PAL looking for a home run pass. Panoff able to dump that puck. It was Koslewski who helped him out as PAL gets that puck up and out of the zone once more. They'll dump in. Finkelstein takes the body of his man all the way across now. Is Halpern behind his net as we tick toward 11 minutes left to play in this one. Halpern all the way across for Finkelstein, who cycles back for Halpern. North Park trying to set up a breakout here. Halpern carries that puck up and works it to Koslewski, who bats it farther. PAL clears the danger, and here comes PAL on a North Park line change. PAL into the offensive end. They'll shoot high over the cage as Speaker was way out of the blue paint there. Try and cut down the angle. Tenenbaum filters that puck up to Keyworth. Keyworth takes a elbow in the back, keeps his skates, works that puck deeper in the zone. Tenenbaum now gives chase as that bouncing puck comes up to the far point, and then it's batted out of the zone. Keyworth just dumping on in on a delayed offside. PAL will pick up now, near side of the ice. It's the Blue Knights sending that all the way down, and the whistle will go here for an icing with 10:09 left to go in this game. It's an offensive zone drop for North Park. Well, it's Meller, Grebin, Keyworth, Sweeney, and Samosi as the five skaters in white. Puck jab to the near corner, filtered all the way around by PAL to pick up on the far side. They try to get the puck up and out of the zone, and do. PAL now at full speed, 2-on-1. PAL in all alone. Speaker with the save. It's jabbed off his stick by Keyworth. And so North Park back in business in the other direction. And it's now PAL on the puck behind their net. Grebin pushed his man wide there. PAL recollects at the end boards. PAL on the puck. They'll spin it to the far side and now work it over to the near side of the ice. PAL playing a little pitch and catch back in their zone. Sweeney presses and forces his man to work the puck up to the blue line. Keyworth all over the puck there, all the way across the neutral zone he comes. He can dump on in for Grebin to give chase. North Park with a partial change here. Grebin all over the puck as he tries to pick the pocket of his man. Meller now on the forecheck, joined by Koslewski. Tanoff will turn with his man. PAL in a 2-on-1 into the offensive end, but it was Halpern who was able to get a skate in the way, and now North Park sends it right back in the other direction. PAL to pick up that puck near side of the defensive zone. It's the Blue Knights looking to get the puck up and out. They do to the neutral zone, but across was Tenenbaum, and he was able to jab the puck off a stick and dump in. He'll give chase on the forecheck as PAL whips it around to the near side of the ice. Reaching for it was Halpern, and so Tanoff all the way back now to his own end with possession of the puck. He works it to that far side, finds Finkelstein, who sends it up to Tenenbaum. 2-on-3 here for North Park as Tenenbaum fires in. Bouncing puck's going to come up to Halpern, and he carries that puck deeper in the zone. Works it on down low, thrown in front, filtered in front, and that puck sent up and out by PAL, who's content to just ice away the rest of this game by sending the puck all the way down. And so with 8:06 left to play, it's an offensive zone drop for North Park. All right, this will be Tenenbaum at the dot. Koslewski to his left, Sweeney to his right. Samosi and Keyworth as the defenders. Just getting set here with the officials as they've delayed the game for a moment because Speaker is getting an equipment check. It's like the dangler may have come off the mask, and so it's just getting retied onto the mask with 8:06 left to go. in this one. Now it's going to be a blurry image. You're just going to have to take my word for it, but Coach Will retying the dangler on the far side of the ice. The dangler, for those who are not goalie parents, is a little piece of plexiglass that comes off the mask and protects the netminder's neck when he or she is looking up. In any event, equipment fixed, and this will be Tenenbaum picking up that face-off win, spinning, firing softly on net, sticked aside there by the PAL netminder. As Tenenbaum was looking for a man in front to redirect. All the way across is Samosi now, and he carries it over to Keyworth. Keyworth fires in, deflection nearly on net by Koslewski. Follow-up shot doesn't reach the goal mouth. This will be North Park trying to collect at the top of the slot. Instead, PAL now back in the other direction. It's a break for PAL as they shoot wide. Speaker had that one covered. PAL gets it back. They try to jam it home. It was Speaker's stick that had cut out the pass with a little help from his friends. All the way back were Keyworth and Samosi to cut out the threat. All right, no shots on goal during the sequence there for PAL, but a couple of high danger chances for sure. As it's the Blue Knights firing that into the offensive end, but without possession. Halpern all the way back for the puck. It's Halpern behind his own cage on the puck, works it up to Tenenbaum, who receives the pass, and he'll fire it to the far side of the ice, where Finkelstein picks up. Finkelstein carries that puck all the way to the far corner. Pounded there by a couple of Blue Knights players, but across comes Grebin for Halpern, who had stalked in. Puck rolls off his stick after some good defensive work by PAL. This one's going to come in on cage. Speaker just jumps on top of it, and he'll buy a freeze. Not sure we all heard a whistle in the rink, but the clock has stopped. And so, with 6:38 left to go in this final frame, it is technically a shot on goal, but nothing more there for PAL. Well, shots even at 28 a pop. Clearly doesn't tell the whole tale of a 9-2 hockey game. But North Park still pushing to get this puck up and out of the defensive zone. Mindful of trying to carry some momentum from this one into an EJEPL game next Saturday at Iceland against the Long Island Sharks. It's Grebin able to push that puck out of the defensive zone. They were all over him there. Number 14 with both North Park goals. PAL mindful of making sure they don't give 14 much time on the puck. This one's going to come out to PAL near side of the offensive zone. PAL circling with it there. They carry it across the slot. Thrown to that far point, sent in. Speaker able to make the save and two. Catches it in the equipment on the follow-up shot. And so with 5:49 left to go, a couple of shots on goal by the Blue Knights. And a defensive zone drop upcoming for the home team. Well, this will be Tenenbaum at the dot. Sweeney, Koslewski, Keyworth, and Samosi as the five skaters in white sweaters. Puck drops. Tenenbaum wins it back toward his cage. Keyworth intercepts, and he'll reverse to himself off the end boards. He fires it up. It's a good zone exit as Samosi able to skate this up to Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum now into the offensive end. Tenenbaum pushed toward the front of the cage there, and it was Koslewski trying to fire that puck on net. Instead, this one's going to come past the blue line, and so we got a stoppage in play as North Park goes just a bit offside with 5:27 remaining in this ball game. It'll be a face-off right in front of the camera well near side of the ice. It's Tenenbaum at the dot. Puck flicked by PAL to the far side, and they look to set up the zone breakout, but it was Keyworth picking off that pass, firing in. That's fought off and down to the ice and frozen by the PAL netminder with 5:15 left to play. Well, this will be Tenenbaum near side of the ice. Puck dropped immediately. PAL will break on out. They look to get past Samosi. He's able to kick that puck off a stick to himself, send it in front of the scorer's booth. And now it's PAL, though, in a 2-on-1. Back into the offensive end. And it was played well there by Keyworth to cut out the threat as the pass went harmlessly to the near corner. On the breakout comes North Park. Tenenbaum has Koslewski down the left wing. Tenenbaum carries into the offensive end, shoots in, and that's gloved and frozen by the PAL netminder once more, bringing shots to an even 30 aside. And if you're a North Park fan, that's all the commentary you need. We're all tied up at 30 shots aside. How about that? No, that's not how hockey games are decided. Well, too bad. This is Meller winning that puck forward, spinning it toward Grebin in the low slot. PAL in the way, and it'll be the Blue Knights coming back in the other direction. Now PAL all the way across into the offensive end. PAL stalks up to their blue line, but it was good work there by Finkelstein to push his man out of the zone. And now that puck sits on the far side for Tanoff to collect. He pushes it up to Meller. Meller can carry forward. Meller across the blue line into the offensive end. Sets it up for Grebin in the slot, who tries to fire it farther there. But the Ice Monster had gobbled up the puck, and PAL in a mini break in the other direction. But this time they'll go offside, as the puck was released all the way back in the PAL zone. The offside faceoff will come all the way down for an offensive zone draw for North Park. Well, it's Meller to take the drop. He's got Tanoff and Halpern behind. Meller wins it forward and then gives chase on the forecheck. PAL's going to break up straight up the seam. Break out, that is, as Finkelstein intercepts, pumps it back into the offensive end. Halpern will now turn in the neutral zone for the puck. He works it right back to Grebin on a nice bank pass. Grebin looking to shoot this puck, drops for Meller in the slot. Meller there, pushed just wide. It's Tanoff firing in. That hits a skate, goes wide, as Halpern keeps the zone. Finkelstein picks up now. North Park buzzing a little bit here. Late on in the third, as it is PAL trying to get this puck up and out. Now that the numbers on the benches are a little more even, North Park able to exert just a little bit more energy out there, not having to try and conserve for this third period. But in fairness, they've skated hard the entire time, and so perhaps the numbers just mean, a nice deflected shot on net by Meller there from Grebin's stick. The numbers just mean that PAL maybe can't show quite as much speed, but here comes PAL trying to flick it all the way past. Speaker is able to get the leg pad down, and that puck ends up and in the back of the net. With 3 minutes just under left to go, it's another goal for PAL. And free chili for everybody in the rink, as PAL has broken double digits. They do that here. They did that in Pittsburgh at the Civic Arena. Penguins put up 7. You could take your ticket to Wendy's and get some free chili. Not sure it was a gift anybody wanted, but back in the 80s, seemed like every team scored 7 every night. Not sure how Wendy's made any money on that. In any event, it's PAL now with a 2-on-1 in the other direction into the offensive end. It's PAL shooting just high of the cage. That one off the netting, so maybe more than just a little bit high with 2:36 left to go. Give the captain credit. He had come back in a dead sprint to force the issue, and PAL had to make a quick decision. And a decision they did. The shot ended up high of the cage into the netting. This is now a face-off win by PAL, but it's out of the zone, splitting their defenders. And so Koslewski on the forecheck. PAL will work that puck to the far corner. It's North Park intercepting a pass, but having to delay as they clear the offensive end. Samosi able to carry it on in. Left for Tenenbaum, off the post by Koslewski, as Tenenbaum picks that puck up. But it's a bouncing puck that's going to be collected by PAL in full stride until Keyworth able to get in the way. And now the bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Keyworth reaches for it there. PAL breaks in, swept aside as PAL looks to collect. Under 2 minutes left to play here. It'll be Sweeney pushing that puck up to the blue line. PAL retrieves. They're alone in front. Speaker able to blocker that aside. And now it's Sweeney working that puck for Tenenbaum, who fires it up and out of the zone. PAL to collect in front of the scorer's booth. Sweeney able to pick that puck up. Sweeney on the forehand, shooting in, hits a skate there as Keyworth gets it back in the slot. PAL able to push that puck up, and now they've got a break in the other direction. It's PAL trying to get in. Instead, Speaker with the double save sticks the puck aside, and now it's PAL trying to collect once more. Tenenbaum able to fire that to the far side of the ice. Picked up there by Keyworth. Keyworth on the puck, carries it up and out of the zone. The captain all the way into the offensive end. He picks the puck up there, pushed wide, filters that puck just a bit deeper. Tenenbaum to pick up near side of the ice. Fired all the way across toward Kushlevsky, who works it deeper for Finkelstein. Finkelstein across, and now it's Keyworth trying to hit Tanoff, who had been streaking in. Under a minute left to play here as PAL back in the other direction. They're one-on-one into the offensive end. That puck comes all the way across. It was good work there by Tanoff as he was able to dispossess his man. And now Keyworth into the offensive end. Fires in on a tight angle shot. PAL to come away with it. Keyworth gets it back in the slot. Goes past a man. Stands up, works it in deep. Shot and scored. Well, it was Nate Kushlevsky who found that puck on the Keyworth pass in the low slot, and there was no doubt about it as he was able to put it in the back of the net and turn this into a 10-3 hockey game here from World Ice Arena. Well, 23 and a half seconds left to go. A reminder, North Park one last time back in action in New Hyde Park at Iceland. Next Saturday night, 7:15 p.m., subject to carrier restrictions. We'll have all the coverage for you right here on Midnight Sports. But with 9 seconds left, we've got time enough to say, until then, we hope you stay safe. We've gone final here at World Ice. It's PAL 10, North Park 3. We'll see you next time right here on Midnight Sports.